On this week's study tip session, we're talking about the importance of self-care. Learning strategist Chubb joins us. So let's talk about some of the key things that you need to keep in mind when you're studying for exams, because I think you kind of get caught up in the material and making sure you have that area of your life covered.
Yeah, and students get into studying and they're trying to get as much information into their heads as they can before the exam. And we know that often one of the first things to go is their self-care. So, going to the gym is probably one of the first things that go out the window, or getting enough sleep, or eating properly. But we know that all three of those things are incredibly important when it comes to thinking and recalling information during the exam and processing new information and solving problems. So, for example, if a student didn't sleep before an exam and they stayed up all night studying, it's the equivalent, it's going to impair their brain. It'd be the equivalent as if they were drunk going to write the exam, and obviously we don't want to do that going to write exams. So getting enough sleep is incredibly important, and for most of our first year students who are 18, 19 years old, that means getting about 8 hours of sleep. 8 to 10, even up to 10 hours of sleep is what's recommended for that age. Then after about the age of 21 or so, it's about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So getting enough sleep before the exam so that you can think straight. Same with eating. And that can be difficult if you're really nervous before an exam, that you just don't really feel like eating. But even just like a banana or a bagel or just something to give you some energy for that exam, energy to think. It's incredibly difficult to think rationally and logically and solve problems when you're hungry. Our brains are very much connected to our stomachs. So you want to feed your stomach so that you can think. And some people have heard of, eat tuna fish or whatever before an exam, and that's more important for long-term brain development, getting the right kind of fat in your brain, the omega-3s and omega-6s. It's complex carbs that you want right before an exam so that you have energy to think. And then exercise as well. So that's something that a lot of students feel like they don't have time for heading into an exam, but it does certainly help for reducing anxiety and increasing your ability to feel good during the exam. So it's about a half hour of cardio, 20 minutes of cardio, 2 to 3 hours before the exam is going to you'll have a noticeable impact in your ability to do well.
And thank you so much for joining us today, Aaron. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Fallon.
Stay tuned for more on Go right after this.